want to make it a woman versus men thing. Is it something that athletes can curb at a young age? In Zulu City, the younger they are, you teach them the rights and wrongs, in particular with sports, that you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, it's very important that they understand the pressure that the players are under, and at the young age to learn that it's okay to lose, it's good to lose, it's part of developing your game, but bad behavior is not going to make you play better. So it is a process. I mean, it's not as though Serena has had she's had 1 or 2 outbursts in her tennis career, but it's important for the youngsters to learn that it's not okay, and we've got to help them manage how to handle it, and how to handle the pressure, and how to handle all the exposure.
Because Leva wanted to ask a question. In fact, whilst we were on a break, she wanted to Leva, take away.
I just want to find out, what would you have done given the circumstances? If you were the umpire, what would you have done?
Very interesting question. Being in the situation, hopefully I would have, well, as an umpire I need to follow the rules. As I say, the debate goes on about the 3rd violation of the, but if I had someone pointing a finger at me and talking to me, and that, then it wouldn't be, I wouldn't want other players to think they can get away with it, so I would have to set the standard, and if it's in the laws, they have to follow the laws, unfortunately, and breaking rackets and pointing fingers and talking to umpires in that manner is not very professional, so it needs to be stamped out.
Can I just come in here, because I just saw something.
I answered your question.
But Andy Roddick further goes on and says, I've said the worst things other than pointing fingers, and I was never penalized. So then it brings me back to the point, you don't want to go to the men getting away with the breaking of the records, sitting shirtless without being penalized.
In fact, that's where I wanted to go to. It's not to say that I didn't want to go to it, but I'd hate to have the conversation of comparing men and women in general. Hence I asked both you ladies to be the ones who speak on this. It makes a good point. The point of an athlete changing her top on court. I know that WTA has come out and apologized. But it's an interesting one, Bridget, because again, as an umpire, as a tennis coach, these are things that you take your athletes through or players through, and you say you could have done possibly something different with this regards to Serena. It does though leave a sour taste in the mouth when men can sit shirtless on the court, but a female tennis player swapping a shirt around because she wore it inside out by mistake gets penalized.
No, I 100% agree. If men can do it, then I mean, the woman it's far less indecent for a woman doing it, changing her shirt for the sake of being comfortable, for the sake of the shot that the temperature and everything is, and the humidity is shocking there, so they need to change their shirts, so they're not exposing themselves in any way, and the men are taking their shirts off. I don't see with a woman with training bras on why it should be any different. I mean, they practice like that. It's really, for me, it's not an issue. I'm very pleased that it was all taken back and she wasn't fined for it, because that's not acceptable.
My director's telling me we need to wrap this segment quickly, Bridget. Maybe 30 seconds. There's a possibility that Serena could still be fined even further or sanctioned even further following this outburst. What is your take on that?
Well, she's brought the game into disrepute. There's a young, beautiful lady that has come in, the next generation of our tennis players, who's just won a Grand Slam, and the focus is not on that. I think that's very disappointing. She played beautiful tennis. She outplayed Serena. She's the US Open champion, and yet the focus has been on Serena. So I think she's brought the game into disrepute. And if she does get a further fine, hopefully it's a lesson and for being a role model, etc., and that our youngsters can learn from it, that it's not okay to behave like that.
Well, take a quick break, Leva and Bridget. When we come back, in fact, we're going to have that discussion, because we have to, as I said earlier, it's a pity that Naomi Osaka did not get to celebrate, and I want us to look at what it meant to her and Japan having their first ever Grand Slam champion. Stay with us. You're watching Sports Live on SABC News. Welcome back. Still watching Sports Live. We're wrapping up this interview. We're in the home straight, basically. Naomi Osaka, well, she was crying after that. She was booed throughout, well, the prize-giving ceremony. I want to bring my guests back in, well, Lebo as well as Bridget down in Cape Town. One has got to feel, Lebo, for that young girl, Naomi, 20 years old, and everything about that prize giving was just so sad. Serena actually even coming and, you know, hugging her. That's even the problem, the fact that everybody's still saying, oh, but Serena came and gave her a hug. So the moment was totally lost. It was never about Osaka. Even now, if you Google Serena Williams, oh, she came and she was such a big sport. She came and hugged her and soothed her. The moment is lost. It's lost. We're never talking about her. No one even remembers the actual score of that final. We're just talking about the dramatics that happened, the unfortunate situations that took place over that final. Yeah, Bridget, your take on that? I mean, Naomi, I remember Serena speaking about the fact that the first time she saw Naomi, she said, hey, I hear you're going to be good. And there she was. She beat her in this final, as we watch in the pictures. But this young girl never got to celebrate beating and playing her idol at the US Open. Yeah, I think Naomi was the one that was robbed. I mean, Serena was her idol growing up, and again the prize giving, as was said now, was again about Serena. She made it about herself there again. It's not right. I feel for Naomi. She never really got to. Well, let's hope she wins a few more Grand Slams so she can really celebrate it properly, because she never got the chance to experience the whole atmosphere and experience the occasion, which is unbelievable, and very few people that can actually say they've done it. Well, unfortunately, we've got to wrap it, Bridget. We're told we run out of time. Just a quick ref from you on this whole incident and your take on it. What do we take away from it ahead of the men's final tonight, which will be, by the way, umpired by a female umpire? Oh, very good. Full credit to Naomi Osaka. Beautiful win, fantastic player, the next generation of our tennis players that's coming through, which is wonderful to see. Serena must relook herself if she wants to be called a role model, and good luck to the guys tonight. May the best man win. Bridget Fassia speaking to us from our Cape Town studios. Thank you very much indeed for joining with us. Hopefully we see champions coming out of your academy, and we'll have a couple of them right here in studio. Lebo, finally, your passing words? I think what Serena went through on the court does not take away that she is one of the greatest of all time. She is still a role model. Bad day at the office, that's all. Bad day at the office. Bad day at the office. She's still the greatest of all time. Yeah. It does not take away that she is still the greatest of all time. I want to say it again and again. Yeah. She's still a role model. Well, tell you what, I'm not going to, both to you, Bridget and Lebo, I'm not going to comment or have an opinion on this matter. I learned on social media today, as a man, anything that's got to do with female issues, don't comment, stay away from it. Thank you indeed, ladies, for joining me. Before I go, let's give you just the cycling news that just came in. Caleb Ewan of Australia's Michelin Scott has won the final stage with the Tour of Britain for the second time, mastering the bunch sprint in the centre of London. Ewan beat out Fernando Gaviria as well as Andre Greipel. Julian Alaphilippe of Quickstep Floors, though, easily defended the overall lead to take the overall victory. With Wout Poels, as of Team Sky, he came second, and Primoz Roglic of Lotto NL Jambo coming home in third. The more relevant news, though, if you're a South African, is the fact that Team Dimension Data for Kubega featured on the podium at the end of the Tour of Britain. Scott Davies, as you see him there, the best British rider of the Tour, finished 12th overall in the general classifications, wearing the colours of Africa's team. His teammate, South Africa's Nicholas Dlamini, the boy from Kaapstad, well, he was the toast of the King of the Mountain. Dlamini dominated the KOM jersey, losing it just once throughout the 8-day stages, and that was, teammate Scott Davies wore it just for one day. That was on day 2 of the tour. Myself and the team, bye-bye. Sports Live at SABC.co.za. We can get all of us at SABC Sports Live, our Twitter handle. And I don't leave you just like that. Let's celebrate Naomi Osaka's victory. A couple of seconds, and this is how she lifted that trophy. Bye-bye.
here! Man, this place is looking a mess!
Boss, you holding the plans upside down.
Don't talk back! Lumber! You fire!
Unfair dismissal. Let Clientele Legal tackle your labour issues for you. We have tough, professional lawyers standing by to assist you 24 hours a day. SMS DEFEND to 32281 and we'll call you back. SMS now.
Is he facing conspiracy? What is the nature of the corruption charges that he faces? But if it's a blatant kind of corruption case, he faces a potential 15 years in prison. And lest we forget, his father is in the dock in a few weeks' time, also facing corruption charges. So those parallels between father and son and the regime change in South Africa and what's happening with our courts at the moment will be something that is profoundly interesting, I think, to all South Africans.